Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of Let's Speedrun Link's Awakening DX 100%. In the last episode we took out Dungeon 5, and in this episode we have a lot more overworld stuff to do before we go to Dungeon 8. So, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started? So, one thing that is important to note is that my route and Zorlax's route have pretty much reconverged at this point. There's only one or two really minor differences left for the rest of the run. So pretty much at this point, we're pretty much going to be doing all the same things. So, with, like, I think one exception for a heart piece. So, the first thing we're going to be doing is coming over here to get this picture. Important thing to note, you actually do want to try and kind of hurry up to talk to the fisherman, because if you wait too long, the mouse will go past his fishing hook, which is right about here. Like, he'll swim past it, and then you need to wait for him to swim all the way back. So you want to kind of rush to make sure that you beat the mouse. It's not too hard as long as you use the feather. Alright, so after this is all done, one thing that's important to note is that if you buffer a jump while leaving this, while leaving this area, you can actually just jump right back onto this bridge, which is important because our next stop is going to be right here. We are going to be finishing the trading side quest. You want to avoid, there are some enemies actually right here that you can kind of accidentally run into, so you want to avoid those enemies, my gosh. And here we want to just put our boots back on. See, here are the enemies I was talking about. Alright, so at this point, we're pretty much just doing some cleanup on trading stuff and secret seashells. There's not really too much to note here, because it's all pretty straightforward, just kind of movement optimization type stuff. Oh, got lucky that didn't blow me back. Alright, so we're coming back over here because after we return the ghost to his grave, there will be a secret seashell under here. And now we are also going to be getting our final 50 rupees and getting the boomerang, thus completing the trading sequence. And here what you want to do is you want to put on Mambo's Mambo and on A and the shovel on B. Thing to be careful of is you want to make sure you're like actually pressed up against this table. Like, you don't need to be like actively pressing against it like this. Like, you can be just up to the table, but I like to just make sure I'm pressing on it, just because playing Mambo here would be a bad time. Like, if you feel uncomfortable, you can just not equip Mambo here. It'll cost you a couple extra seconds, but it's much better than accidentally playing Mambo here. So the reason we want shovel on B is that basically this guy will trade the shovel, or will trade any item for the boomerang. Whatever is on your B button, he will trade for the boomerang. But since the shovel is kind of useless at this point in the game, we definitely want it to be the shovel. There's not really any other item in the game that would be good to trade for this. And here we want to walk just like slightly down, just face down and play Mambo. Alright, so as per usual, if we're coming here, then we want boots and bracelet. And we're going to be heading south here. And yet again, once we finish this, we want to, or once we pick up that rock, just equip the feather for some more efficient diagonal movement. Bonk near the top of this tree so that we can get this seashell. Okay, and so here starts the signpost maze. Signpost maze is not too difficult. Oops. What you want to do is just boot jump over that. So signpost maze is pretty much, if you don't know how it works, which I'm assuming if you're watching this tutorial you probably already do, but the way it works is whichever sign we read, you just go straight in the direction it points, even over to the next screen, and that's the next sign we want to read. So this one's pointing right, so we line ourselves up with this signpost, and then, hey, look, this one over to the right, that's the one we want to read, and so on and so forth for the rest of the maze. So you can get some decently efficient movement here with boots and feather. Our next equip we want here is bracelet and hookshot. And the reason we don't want the sword here is because if we wall clip up here, you can actually kind of spam hookshot and just make it over. So that saves an equip doing that wall clip. And then we go back over here, and from here we just want boots and bracelet. Oop. You do want to try and be careful of the enemies. For a very long time, I was using hookshot and bracelet, and as a result, I'm still not fully used to avoiding the enemies, but it's something you'll get used to. Oop. Oh. Okay, and so here's our final sign. You can bonk past that guy. That's pretty fun. So this is the reason why we needed to collect all 300 of those rupees, is for hashtag best song. Yeah, you're gonna notice that the screen is a little bit interesting. Alright, so now that best song is over, we want to go do Mambo. And the reason I didn't equip Mambo before this is that even if you have the ocarina equipped on Mambo, it'll automatically go to the frog song. So you just want to leave the ocarina in your inventory so you can change it back to Mambo quickly. And yet again, we want boots, bracelet. I'm just changing my equip there because that's not quite what I wanted. So here you can actually get some decently fast movement around corners with the boots by like kind of releasing the boot button and recharging your boots kind of quickly. So that you don't like accidentally dash all the way like into a screen transition or something like that. So just like go back, look at my inputs, and you'll kind of see the places where you want to release the boot button. And it'll make sense as you run the game a little more. Okay, so we're going through here for a second time now. Oops. Oh, sorry, phone. Alright, so now we do obstacle skip again. Upcoming here is rooster skip, which is a very famous trick in this game. It's one of the few like really difficult tricks that's actually required in the game. Most other tricks you can either have other strats or workarounds, but rooster skip is just kind of a requirement of this category. There are a couple of different methods that we use for rooster skip, and I actually have pretty lengthy tutorials on both of them, so I will actually be kind of foregoing in-depth explanation on this because I already have tutorials up on both the buffered and unbuffered methods. So, oh, that's actually a really terrible setup. That is too. Okay. So yeah, I will be foregoing really detailed explanation and instead just be linking the other tutorials in the description of this video. Oh, whoops. Wow. Incredible. Oh my goodness, please. As you can see, the buffered method is not really that bad. I'm just having a hard time with it because I'm kind of bad, but there we go. Alright, so that's Rooster Skip. Like I said, just in order to learn more about how to do that, just check the tutorials I have listed in the description. So after we get the bird key, you want to save and quit. And don't change equips right now. It's actually more efficient not to in 100%, because we are going to need both the feather and the hook shot. Feather to jump over that pit, hook shot to get over this one. Here we want to switch to bracelet and hook shot. Bracelet to get that secret seashell, hook shot so that we can kill this guy, because if there's any other sprite on the screen, for some reason this mouse won't show up, like even a rupee or something. So you want to just, if you're having trouble with this photo not showing up, it's probably because this guy's still on the screen or he dropped a rupee. So you need to just make sure that the screen looks like this for him to show up. After this, we want to save and quit. And here it's not really worth it to equip anything but hookshot bracelet. And here is like the final kind of small divergence for my route and Zorlax's. I use bomb arrows here because I actually haven't gotten the heart piece that he bomb triggered a while back. I think on the way to Dungeon 4 or something like that. But so I use a bomb arrow to blow this up. I believe Zorlax would use just probably sword and hookshot. So I come into here, just bomb arrow down, and then boots and hookshot. Fun fact, you can hookshot this heart piece. And then I just hookshot back, or I use boots to go back. And then hookshot over here. And keep going. And now I'm pretty sure our routes are actually exactly the same, with the exception of tunic color. Here you can hookshot up here to avoid like walking up the stairs, because walking upstairs is slow. You can hookshot here to save a few frames, and then here you want to put on bracelet and powder. We are going to get our final powder upgrade. So this one, it's the final option, or it's the final upgrade, so we can just mash through the text. There's really nothing to worry about. And then here, we are going to want bombs and boots. Here, if you just hold to the left while falling off the cliff, you can drop the bomb in such a place that you can actually blow it up before you even get there. So this is Flame Skip. Flame Skip is pretty simple. This is a lot more safe if you have blue tunic, but it's totally doable with red tunic. It's not a problem. It's not too difficult to get through here, only taking one hit, and I believe one hit does 2.5 hearts of damage. The thing that's nice about this skip, so basically this skip allows us to finish Dungeon 8 before Dungeon 7. This is the only thing that gets in our way, or the only thing that requires Mirror Shield basically in the game is this one thing, and wall clipping can make it pretty easy. So here, let's just show the setup. So first thing you want to do is get a wall clip in here. And then you basically just want to hold boots and up, and then as you get hit, you're holding up. As you get hit, you release up and then press up left. And you should just take one hit from the flame and get through every time. So it should look hopefully something like this. Oh, whoops, I paused. That was not what you wanted. Okay, so I got hit twice there, but again, because of Blue Tunic, it's not a big deal. I only took like 3 hearts of damage. So let me see if I can do that without accidentally pausing. Oh, I got hit again. I usually don't, so that's bad, but there we go. That's kind of what you want this to look like, is you just want to take the one hit, and that's pretty much it. Again, not too bad of a trick. But, and additionally, one way you can set this up is if you charge boots and hold upright during this, or when you enter here, you'll always get a wall clip perfectly every time. And there you go. So that's Flame Skip. Again, it's pretty simple. You can do a method where you kind of like mash feather and jump to the up left, which is what I used to do, but I find that this method is much more consistent of just as soon as you get hit by the flame, you just let go of up and then press up left, and you should pretty much get through every time. And we're basically almost done with this. Last trick, we want to bring out Frog Song. And fun fact about this guy, this is a mini-boss, you're supposed to fight him and all of that stuff, but if you just press up against him, he does not have a hitbox when he spawns, so no big deal. Yeah, and that's pretty much the video. That's pretty much the episode. There's a lot to that segment, but because I'm leaving the Rooster Skip explanation out, there's a little bit less than there would have been otherwise. So yeah, so that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Speedrun Link's Awakening DX. Next time we're gonna take out Dungeon 8, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.